It started with my morning coffee. I take it with 1 sugar. I stirred it in, took a sip, and nothing. It was bitter. I figured I'd forgotten to put the sugar in, so I added another spoonful. Stirred, sipped, still bitter. I added a third, a fourth, a fifth, until my coffee was a thick, sludgy, undrinkable, and still profoundly bitter mess. I thought I was having a stroke, but then I tried the honey on my toast. It tasted like wax. The apple on my counter, it had the flavor and sweetness of a potato. It wasn't just me, it was everyone. At 8 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time, in a single, silent, baffling moment, every molecule of sugar on planet Earth, glucose, fructose, sucrose, had spontaneously and inexplicably lost its sweetness. It was still there chemically. It just didn't taste like anything. It was the Great Unsweetening. For the first few hours, the world was in a state of comical chaos. The Coca-Cola company declared bankruptcy. Bakeries closed. An entire generation of children discovered that broccoli actually tastes like broccoli. But as the day went on, the scientists noticed something far, far worse. It wasn't just the sugar. The trees had stopped growing. The grass wasn't as green. Every plant on Earth, from the mightiest redwood to the saddest office succulent, had, in perfect silent unison, decided to go on strike. Photosynthesis had stopped. The panic was immediate and primal. "We're going to suffocate," was the headline on every news channel. The world's green lung had just collapsed. How long did we have? Hours? Days? Our friend, the stickman physicist, showed up, and for the first time ever, he was calm. He held up a chart. "Relax," he said, looking annoyed that he had to explain this. "The atmosphere is about 21% oxygen. That's over a quintillion tons of the stuff. The entire biosphere, all the humans and animals and fungus, consumes about 0.0001% of that per day. The Earth's atmosphere isn't a paycheck-to-paycheck account. It's a cosmic trust fund with a billion-year buffer. You're not going to suffocate." So we were safe. We just had to endure 24 hours in a bland, sugarless world where plants were taking a personal day. We could handle that. We hunkered down, made jokes about our potato-flavored apples, and waited. 24 hours later, as promised, the switch flipped back on. My coffee was sweet again, the grass was green, the world had survived. We had faced the apocalypse, and all we lost was 1 day's worth of dessert. We celebrated. We were so relieved. We were so stupid. The real apocalypse wasn't happening on land. It had already happened in a place we couldn't see, and the clock was now ticking. It took a week for the first reports to come in. A fishing trawler in the North Atlantic reported that their nets were coming up empty. Not just empty of fish, empty of everything. The water, they said, was clear, unnaturally clear. Then another report from the Pacific, and another from the Indian Ocean. The stickman physicist came back, and the calm look was gone. He was holding a satellite map of the world's oceans. A week ago, it had been a vibrant swirl of green and blue. Now it was just blue, a sterile, lifeless swimming pool blue. He pointed a trembling finger at the screen. "Phytoplankton," he whispered. "We forgot about the phytoplankton. They're the invisible engine of the world, microscopic, single-celled plants that float in the upper layers of the ocean. They are not just a lung of the planet. They are the lung, producing over half the world's oxygen. And more importantly, they are not just at the bottom of the food chain, they are the bottom of the food chain." For that 24-hour period, they stopped photosynthesizing. They stopped producing energy. And for a single-celled organism with a lifespan of about 2 days, a 24-hour fast isn't an inconvenience. It's a death sentence. We hadn't just paused the plants. We had, in a single, silent, global act, murdered our oceans. It was called the Great Fall. Trillions upon trillions of dead phytoplankton, a silent green snowstorm of microscopic corpses, began to drift down from the surface into the dark, abyssal plains of the ocean floor. On the surface, everything looked fine, but below, a fuse had been lit. The krill who feed on the phytoplankton were the first to starve, then the small fish who feed on the krill, then the bigger fish, then the seals, the dolphins, the sharks. The entire complex, beautiful pyramid of life in the ocean, built over 1 billion years, was collapsing from the bottom up in a slow, silent, inexorable cascade of starvation. The next few decades were grim. Humanity survived, huddled on the continents, watching our dead, sterile oceans. A global famine unlike any in history. We were a species living on a planet that was now only half alive. We had survived the 24-hour apocalypse, only to be sentenced to a 100-year funeral. But then, a century later, a research submarine exploring the now silent depths of the Mariana Trench found something. A new layer on the ocean floor, a thick, black, tar-like substance, hundreds of feet thick, covering the entirety of the planet's seabed. It was the phytoplankton graveyard, all of it. 100 million years worth of biological matter, all deposited in a single 24-hour event. The stickman physicist, now a very old man, did his final calculation. He explained that crude oil, the fossil fuel that powered our entire civilization, is just that, ancient, dead, organic matter compressed by immense pressure over millions of years. We hadn't waited millions of years. We had deposited it all at once. The pressure at the bottom of the ocean was already immense. The Great Fall had created a geological shortcut. We hadn't just killed the oceans, we had accidentally created a planet-spanning, easily accessible, and practically infinite reservoir of crude oil. It was the ultimate, most exquisitely ironic punchline. We had faced an apocalypse caused by our reliance on nature. We had been humbled. We had learned our lesson. And our reward for this profound, species-defining moment of spiritual awakening was a quadrillion barrels of the one thing that would allow us to forget that lesson immediately. The world wasn't saved by hope or ingenuity or cooperation. It was saved by the single largest deposit of fossil fuels in the history of the universe. We didn't learn a thing, we just got a refill. And this time, it's a big one.